Welcome to the Seaborn tutorials. First, we will see what is Seaborn. Seaborn is a Python data visualization library which is based on the matplotlib. Seaborn provides the high-level interfaces in order to draw attractive and informative statistical graphs. Seaborn supports for different types of charts. Very first one is scatter plot. We have histogram plots, bar plot, box plots, pairwise plots, strip plots, violin plots, and the others. The syntax Seaborn visualization syntax is similar to the matplotlib library which we used in previous classes. The very first one is we have to import the matplotlib library, and next we have to import the Seaborn library as follows. Import Seaborn as SNS. We know that SNS is nothing but alias name for the Seaborn. In order to plot the chart, we have to make use of the alias name of the Seaborn, which is nothing but SNS dot, and we should specify the chart name. Here the chart name may be a scatter plot, histogram plot, bar plot, etc. And we should provide the X and Y values, and we can also use other properties such as colors, fonts, size of the figure, etc. Using matplotlib functions, we can also set the X label, Y label, title also. Next we have how to draw the count chart and the line chart. First, what we have to do is we have to make use of the pandas library in order to load the data into the data frame. And next what I am doing is I am importing the Seaborn library as SNS. Okay, and we know that here read underscore CSV function is used to read the data from the file. And next what I am doing is you can see here I am using SNS, which is nothing but alias name for the Seaborn library dot, and I am specifying the name of the graph, which is nothing but count plot. And here I am providing the X value. X is equal to fuel type. The question comes here is what is fuel? Before going to plot the graphs, let us understand the data. Here we have a data set related to the Toyota cars. The data set majorly comprises of 10 attributes. Very first one is price. Next is age of the car and the kilometer driven, and next we have fuel type. Here fuel type having three values. One is diesel, another one is petrol, and the another one is CNG. And next very important attribute is HP of the horsepower of the car, and next we have whether the car is automatic or manual, and next column represents the CC of the car. Next attributes, which is nothing but doors, the number of doors of the car, and next weight column represents the weight of the car. In this slide we are going to learn two different charts. One is count chart and the another one is line chart. Before going to the charts description, first we should load the data into the data frame. Okay, for that what I am doing is I am using the function called as pd dot read underscore CSV function, which loads the data into the variable called as data frame. Okay, from that data frame I am fetching the data and then I am plotting the graphs. Okay, next we will see the count plot. Here count plot is going to plot the number of counts with respect to the given column. Let me consider a simple example. Here I am taking the fuel type. Here fuel type column having different values. One is diesel engine and the petrol engine and the CNG cars. This particular function is going to count the number of cars with respect to the diesel engine, petrol engine and the CNG engine, and which is going to plot the graph. And for the compiler, we should tell that from where we have to take the data. For that we have a variable called as data, which is equal to data frame, which means that data is going to fetch the data from the data frame. And next we have a line chart. Here line chart is going to plot the data points in terms of lines. For that we have a function called as line plot, which is going to take the x value, y value. Here x value is age and y value is price. We are getting the age and price data from the data frame and we are plotting the graphs. In this slide, we are going to discuss how to plot a bar chart. Here we are using a function called as bar plot in order to draw a bar chart. And again we should provide the x and y data. Here my x data is nothing but the age and y data is nothing but price. And from data frame I am getting the data and I am plotting the graphs. But at the very first statement in this slide is plt dot figure size is equal to 30 comma 10 and I am specifying something dpi is equal to 400. Here fig size is equal to 30 comma 10 is nothing but width and height of the figure, and next dpi is nothing but the resolution of the image. Again we can change the size of the width and height of the figure as well as the dpi, which means that you can change it to dpi to 600, which is nothing but your printable format. From the figure we can see that as the age of the car is increasing, the price of the car is going to be decreased. The next two important graphs are, one is histogram plot and the another one is box plot. In order to get the histogram plot, we have a function called as dist plot, which is going to plot the histogram plot. For that we have to give the column name. Here what I am doing is I am taking the price as the column name and we are going to get the histogram plot. Next we have one very important plot called as box plot or whisker plot. Here we have a function called as box plot, which is going to give the box plot for us. Here again I am taking the price column as the data. Okay, here it is very important to understand the box plot. Here we having different regions. You can see at the leftmost line, vertical line indicates the minimum value of the column, and at the right we have one more vertical line which specifies the maximum value of the column, and the remaining data is given in the form of this horizontal line and the box. We call this horizontal line as the whiskers. Here then we have the rectangle. Within this rectangle we have a thick pink color line which specifies the median, and this vertical line, this particular vertical line specifies the 25th percentile of the data, which is also called as quartile 1. And next we have one more line. You can see there from this box we can clear we have one more line. We call this as the 75th percentile or quartile 3. Here at the right we can see the box plot of the given data, which is nothing but the price data. Next we have one more plot called as scatter plot. In this scatter plot we are having two types. One is regression plot and the another one is LM plot. You can see there, in order to draw the scatter plot we can use either a regression plot or the LM plot. When it comes to the regression plot, in a graph we will see a thick regression line. You can see here these red color dots represents the data points, whereas you can see a thick line which specifies the regression line. Here, in order to plot a regression plot, I have take two data. One is age and another one is price. And next we have LM plot. Here again I am taking two different columns. One is age and the another one is price as a x and y respectively. Here we can see that we have a one more attribute called as fit underscore regression is equal to false, which means that here in this graph, that is we have a graph at the left, you can see that there is no regression line there. If you put true, we will get a regression line in the graph. And next we have one more attribute called as hue. Here hue is equal to fuel type, which means that here we are going to segregate the data based on the fuel type with the color, different color saturated values. And next we have legend is equal to true. You can see here, if you put legend is equal to false, you are not going to get this data, that is nothing but fuel type is equal to diesel, petrol, CNG. Since legend is equal to true, you are getting these values. And next we have palette is equal to set 1, which means that palette is nothing but it's a color palette. It is going to affect the set of colors available in the particular palette and it is going to apply for the graph. Here the value of the palette is set 1. Similarly, you can use set 1, set 2, set 3, etc. And here we have two more very important functions. One is plot dot style dot use gg plot, which means these specifies the different styles of the graphs. Okay, we have a number of styles. You can use any one of these, but here I am using the gg plot. And next what I am doing is I am specifying the width and height of the figure as I explained in the previous slides. As I told at the beginning, Seaborn is going to provide the huge number of plot types. Here we have two different plot types. One is cat plot, another one is the violin plot. When it comes to the cat plot or the strip plot, which is similar to the bar chart, but the data is represented in the format of dots. You can see that this is similar to bar chart, but data is represented in the form of small dots or the circles. When it comes to the violin plot, we have to make use of a function called as violin plot. Okay, you can see here data is represented in the form of violin. That's it, nothing more than other things in this particular graphs, where the data is represented in the form of violin format or the violin like structure.